boy Tev, the artist, go the hardest, and G's on P's. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are. But back in the year of 2020, Snails was accused of sexual assault. And the woman who accused him goes by the name of Michaela Higgins, who looks absolutely disgusting. And she did a very, very disgusting thing because not only was he proven innocent, but they never even met before. Imagine you never meeting somebody a day in your life and two of your shows get canceled and you go from doing over 100 shows a year to doing like 20. That's ridiculous. This is what it's coming down to, you guys. The same thing happened to Blunts and Blondes as well as other artists that I'd rather not speak about. And it's a very scary thing because once an allegation like this comes out, you lose shows. A lot of artists don't want to work with you anymore. And on top of that, you get dropped from your agency because he was signed to United Talent Agency. That's like one of the best agencies that you could get signed with. And, you know, that's when you get to perform at the EDCs, the Lost Lands, like the huge festivals. So he hasn't even been able to perform at a huge festival since the year 2019, which is absolutely ridiculous. And by the way, I've known Snails for a very long time. He was one of the first artists that embraced me back in the amphitheater days. Like, he brought me on stage. We even got a picture together with over 1,000 people in the background, and just an overall good person. And I hate that this happened to him. And you can tell he's doing whatever it takes to bounce back and be able to do those big shows again. But it's going to be very hard for him. I don't know if it can happen again because the simple fact that venues are scared to book him because the public opinion matters more than everything else. It's not like the venues don't believe him or even, you know, the artists in the game don't believe him. It's the public's opinion. That's why a lot of artists get to unfollowing you and doing all that weird shit. They may still be cool with you, but they can't show that they're cool with you, right? And to a sense, I can't really blame them because them associating themselves around someone with an accusation like this, they could possibly get canceled. But I know Snails didn't do this shit. It's very fucking clear that he did not do this shit. But he did a Q&A on his Instagram page. I want to go over a couple of those things with you guys. One of the first questions a fan asked him was, what was the lawsuit about? And Snail stated, I sued Michaela Higgins for reckless and malicious amplification of false and defamatory claims using an Instagram page. She reposted allegations that were anonymous, secondhand, or even proven false without any effort to verify accuracy. She intentionally omitted evidence and ignored contradictory information, including the fact that alleged victims had publicly denied the allegations and or disputed the claims made on social media. The second Q&A question was, what was the lawsuit about? Snail stated, I want to make it clear that I have never met Michaela Higgins and she does not know me. Despite that, she harassed and tagged promoters in Canada, painting me as a serial abuser on the basis of false and unreliable sources, which led to the cancellation of 2 of my shows. I have made multiple public statements addressing the false allegations, but Higgins continued to spread misinformation, forcing me to defend myself through legal action to clear the record and stop the spread of false allegations. The next Q&A question was, why did you sue her in Alberta instead of California, where she lives? Jurisdiction is determined by where the harm occurred. In this case, Higgins' defamatory posts directly impacted my career in Alberta, leading to 2 canceled shows in that province. Higgins had multiple opportunities to challenge the jurisdiction, but failed to do so. During the court pre-hearing, she was given the required steps to directly challenge jurisdiction, but never filled out and submitted the necessary forms or followed through. After failing to receive the proper forms, the court moved forward with the case. So basically, she wasted the court's time because she didn't have like any type of evidence, no documents, just no video, like nothing. She had absolutely nothing to prove that she was innocent. Like nothing. So she basically wasted everybody's time. But anyways, let's go to the next question. Wasn't this a default judgment because Higgins didn't show up? Snell stated, first of all, the judgment was not awarded by default by summary judgment. Summary judgment requires the court to thoroughly review all submitted evidence, unlike a default judgment, which is issued when a party fails to respond. Higgins did respond by filing a statement of defense. She actively participated in the case. However, once receiving my evidence, she chose to disengage from the process by failing to provide any counter evidence to support her claims, ignoring opportunities to participate in discovery, refusing to submit cross-examination affidavits, and not attending the final hearing. The judge also gave her multiple opportunities to present her evidence while allowing her to participate remotely to minimize costs. It was Higgins' decision not to provide evidence. Despite the judge's accommodations, she never attempted to prove the truth of the allegations she not only republished, but actively spread via social media campaigns. I feel like she knew at this point she was fucked. She knew like, okay, they got me. There's nothing I can do. And if she would have proceeded, it could have possibly landed her in jail. You know what I mean? Well, technically, actually, she wouldn't go to jail because she didn't go to the cops. But either way it goes, she knew she was fucked. But next question, didn't she lose because she couldn't afford legal representation in Canada? Snell stated, no, Higgins was not required to have a lawyer to participate in the lawsuit. Her only requirement was to submit her evidence. Higgins repeatedly claimed that she could not afford legal representation in Canada, but she never submitted any evidence to prove her lack of financial means. Quote from the judgment, turning first to the comparative convenience and expense for the parties of proceeding in Alberta as opposed to California, I note that Ms. Higgins has indicated that she cannot afford counsel here. I have been provided with no evidence as the relative costs of a legal representation in Alberta and California, and in the absence of such evidence, I see no reason to conclude that Ms. Higgins will be better able to afford counsel in the United States. The judge explicitly noted that Alberta courts are experienced in assisting self-representation litigants regardless of the country residence. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm sipping on a little something. Quote from the judge, I further observed that the courts in Alberta are well versed in dealing with self-represented litigants and provide them with latitude and assistance that might well be considered indulgent in many jurisdictions. Neither jurisdiction offers an advantage in terms of its language of operation, both being English, which appears to be a principal working language for both parties. In her own defense, she stated that she will proceed pro self-represented. Her later decision not to engage with legal process contradicted her own commitment to participate. Now, I'm not going to go through each slideshow with you guys because a lot of it is basically repeating some of the same stuff, but I definitely wanted to point out that, you know, Snails is innocent and has been proven innocent. He's been continuously trying to show the world that he did not do anything. I just really hate that he is in this position, and I'm just praying for him, dude. I really wish that he can go back to, you know, the main stages again. Granted, he is still doing all right. Like, he's still able to do shows and he's still able to perform for his fans. But it's more so like him being able to do like the big festivals again and being able to perform wherever he wants without, you know, venues being scared to book him. It just sucks, man. Cancel culture is absolutely real. And this is something that I don't wish on any artist, especially artists to his caliber. And let's just keep praying for Snails, man. I hope everything works out for the best for you. But guys, make sure that you guys keep supporting Snails because he definitely needs as much love as possible, man. I stick with him. I stand by him. I don't like any type of fuckery on his name. I don't fuck with it. If you don't fuck with Snails, then don't fuck with me. Point blank period, man. If you like the content on this video, make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And please don't forget to hit that notification bell. My name is Tev the Artist Go the Hardest. GTH, you already know the score. Ski!